Welcome crafters, Michelle here. I have a fantastic Deco mesh wreath for you today. In today's crafting adventure, I'm going to show you step by step how to make this adorable Deco mesh ladybug wreath. Let me show you how to make it. For today's project, you're going to need a 14-inch working wreath form. If you have not seen me put one of these together, you can find a link in the description box below to a short video that'll teach you how to do this. You're also going to need one roll of 10-inch by 10 yard kind of lime green Deco mesh. This is a Deco poly mesh that I picked up from craftoutlet.com. You want to cut your Deco mesh into strips at 20 inches and you will need 18 pieces. I have all my mesh cut at 20 inches. And now I'm going to work on my ribbon. So I pulled out 4 different kinds of ribbon. All of these I picked up from craftoutlet.com. This is 2.5 inches at 50 feet. This is also 2.5 inches at 50 feet. So we have this beautiful daisy ribbon and a solid red. And these two are 1.5 inches at 10 yards. I'm going to use the yellow ribbon on top of the daisy and this beautiful green and ladybug ribbon on top of the red. I think these will perfectly complement each other. You need to cut 9 pieces of each ribbon at 12 inches. So I wanted to share with you a trick that I've been doing since I got my new shears. These are fantastic. They cut multiple ribbon at one time, which I'm going to show you a trick to cut several ribbon at one time to cut down that time. So I'm going to do the yellow ribbon here. We need to cut it at 12 inches. So measure it out at 12 inches and then fold. Okay, so that's 2 pieces. When I fold it over again, that adds another, so that's 3. Just line it up, make sure they're all the same. Oh, look at that, little chintzes. They glued 2 pieces of ribbon together. I'm going to have to cut that. I can't use that piece. Okay, so let's just start again. 3, that's 4. Once you folded it enough times that you have the number that you need, and just open up till you find the center. Lift it all the way up and cut. Perfectly clean cut. This saves me so much time. The old scissors that I was using I got from Dollar Tree, and they're fine for cutting 1, maybe 2 pieces of ribbon at a time, but they would never be able to do that. And that right there just saved me a whole lot of time. Okay. So you want to cut 9 pieces at 12 inches of each ribbon. My ribbon's all cut. I have it stacked like I want it. And now I'm ready to start building my bundles. So for the base today, we're going to be doing the Cruffle method. It's also called the Woodland Ruffle method. And to do that, I have my mesh cut at 20 inches. Start at one end. You want to get a good 2 rolls in there. And then I like to use a clip and clip it. Go to the other side, you do the same thing. And then the space that you have in between, you pinch and you scrunch like you would on a ruffle. Pinch in the center so you have 2 curls with a ruffle in the center. And then on top of that, I'm going to be alternating my ribbon. Very pretty combination. Now you can start either on your inner ring or your outer ring. That's completely up to you. I like to start on my inner ring, and I'm just going to be alternating my ribbon with each bundle. And then when you place your bundles, you want to make sure that you're placing them sideways. You don't want to place them this way. Otherwise you'll end up with a lot of mesh in the middle and you won't have as much mesh around the sides. So place your bundle, grab those pipe cleaners, pull nice and snug, give a couple twists. Trim, and then tuck down those pipe cleaners. And usually I like to just kind of lift up my ribbon. Now as you add more, these will butt up next to each other and that will lift and your wreath will look nice, thick, and full. Now I like to use my bow dabber when I'm making bundles. It's difficult for me to hold things because I have arthritis, and so this is a wonderful tool. It holds it all for me. Okay, so I will show you again. Now you don't want to do your curl too tight, and you'll know if your curl is too tight because the ends will stick out. Now what happens if you roll it too tight and your ends stick out? You get a lot more fraying, and that's something you don't want. And then for this one, I'm going to do these two ribbon. I really like the red and this green together. It doesn't, even though it's red and green, it doesn't feel like Christmas as long as I have those ladybugs. If you're interested in these scissors, they are in my Amazon associate shop. You can find the link in the description box, and I'll also pin it in the comment section. I've used a lot of scissors in my time of crafting, and those are fantastic, and they're not too terribly expensive. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get my base done. I'm just going to continue to alternate between the two bundles. Once I get my inner ring done, I'll drop down to the outer ring and fill that in as well. Look at how bright and beautiful our base is. I used that one whole roll of 10-inch by 10-yard Deco mesh and my ribbon. I'm very happy with my base. We're going to add some more ribbon by adding a nice big bow. Now in the bow I'm using the same ribbon that we used in the base. You want to cut 2 pieces of each of the ribbon at 36 inches. You're also going to need 1 or 2 pipe cleaners. I'm going to be using my bow dabber this time. Now I want to do a very layered bow, and I don't want a ton of tails, not more than 2, so that's why I'm kind of doing it a little different this time. So I want to start here with my daisy. Decide how big you want your loop. Pinch at the base. Go ahead and make another loop on the other side. Pinch in the center, and then I always like to lift them up, holding it in the middle. That'll let me know if my loop is too big or too small. Then you can adjust. Now if you don't have a bow maker, you can always use a clip. Okay, so I have a loop on each side and 1 tail. Now on that, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to use my yellow ribbon. And I want my loops relatively the same size. And now I'm going to move to the red and do the same thing. I'm going to repeat the process. Tie the center off with a pipe cleaner. Okay, so I have about a 3-inch piece cut here. I want to wrap the center with this. I'm going to do an additional trifold. Pull down your tails, open up your loops, and fluff out your bow. And that's approximately what your bow should look like. I will trim my tails and do my final adjusting once I get it onto the wreath. I want to place my bow off to one side up at the top. That's why I wanted some nice long tails to come down. Once you find your placement, you just use those pipe cleaners. Feed it down through your mesh and ribbon until you can get to the metal frame and attach it there on the metal frame. Just make sure to trim and tuck your pipe cleaners once you have it fully secure. I have my bow on. I'm working on my tails right now, and I am doing the ends and giving them a curl. On my large ribbon, the 2.5, I'm dovetailing, but on the 1.5-inch ribbon, I'm just cutting at an angle. And then this is kind of fun. You just roll it up like you would a roller. Go on the inside, grab it, and then pull it down. Let it go, and then if you need to adjust the end, adjust the end. But look at that. Cute little ringlets. I think that is so sweet. Now this is pretty busy. We need something to draw our eye in, and that's where this adorable sign comes in. I did pick this up at craftoutlet.com. It was $3.50, and it is a metal sign. It does come with a hole at the top and the bottom, so you can easily add wire or whatever you prefer to add your sign. Now I want my sign opposite my bow. I think that is really cute. Might raise that up just a teeny bit. And then I also want to add this cute little guy. Now I've had this guy in my collection for a while. I picked him up from Dollar General. He's a little guy to hang off the side of your pot. But I think he'll be really cute. I want to put him down here to kind of help accent the sign. I did add some floral wire there, and I just use Dollar Tree's floral wire. I prefer the silver. It usually disappears on any light color wreath. To get this and my cute little ladybug attached. You just use your floral wire, feed it down through the mesh, and attach it to that wire frame. Make sure to trim and tuck your ends. My sign and my ladybug are on. I'm very happy with the placement. I think it is absolutely adorable. I'm not quite done yet. I'm going to add one stem of the daisies. This comes out of the floral garden section at Dollar Tree. There's about 5 or 6 blooms. One is going to be plenty. And then I also pulled out a handful of the little ladybugs that you could pick up at Dollar Tree. I got these a year or two ago. They had ladybugs and bees, so I'm just going to put a handful. I'm going to scatter them throughout so that when people walk up to the door, the sign will draw them in, the ribbon will bring their eye around, and the little ladybugs will be a cute surprise. When you do your florals, I always push up my greenery, and then I leave about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. I want to make sure I have enough glue on that stem that when I nestle it into my Deco mesh, that it stays. I'm going to add the last few embellishments, and then I'll come back and show you the finished product. I have all my embellishments on. I'm really happy with the end result. It's so bright and cheery. As you can see, I did add the flowers and a handful of the little ladybugs. I really like this. It's so bright and cheery. Now all of the ribbon, the sign, and the mesh all came from craftoutlet.com. You do not need a business license to be able to shop there. And if you purchase over, I think it's $49, shipping is free. And they're pretty good about shipping. You usually will get it anywhere from 3 to 10 days. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and show some love in the comments. This really does help support my channel. If you know anyone who would enjoy my content, please share it with them. If you're looking for more summer inspiration, you want to click into my playlist right here. Have a great day, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.